Shall we get started? Shall we get started? Okay, so per recommendations that I got from the community, from Reddit and stuff like that, people wanted me to talk about the map and stuff like that before the match goes live, because there's some people out there who are newer to the game who don't necessarily understand the maps and strategies on some of these, because maybe they're like lower level matchmaking players, or maybe they're just casual guys, but they just want to watch the competitive play. They don't really get the intricacies of strategy and things like that, so I figured I'd talk a little bit about the map first, then we'll go into the teams a little bit. So for the map, I mean, it's Mirage. There's really two basic ways that people are going to hit A. It's either going to be some type of mid to A split where you have people coming through here, and then you have people coming through here, and then you have some dudes coming through here, like a three-prong attack. In a situation where you're doing a three-prong attack, you're probably going to have some type of deeper smoke over here, and definitely some type of CT spawn smoke. And then you're going to use flashes and other nades and just trading kills and stuff like that through the connector to get into the A site. However, if you're just seeing only an A split coming this way, so maybe like 3 dudes over here and 2 dudes over here, then you're probably going to see a smoke on top the stairs, a smoke over here blocking off jungle and connector from spotting into the site, and then also a smoke over here at the CT spawn area. When it comes to B hits, I mean, you'll definitely see smokes up on cat and window to get up the catwalk. And then maybe you'll have some other smoke grenades being thrown inside the site to try to block off window and door from staying into the site as people spill out of upper. So that's just some basic T strategies. As far as CT side goes, you'll see oppers try to op window through mid. You'll see them come over here and peek mid from connector. Maybe you'll see aggression up to the mid box or aggression going underpass. But typically you're going to see, you know, 2 guys inside B and 3 guys towards A or mid. And so that's kind of your basic CT breakdown. But let's get started here. NFS on the CT side, D-Master, Demise, Little Man, Toy, and Joey. And then for JusTus, it's going to be Planks, Peter, Flowsick, Elige, and AGM. As it looks like JusTus is gearing up for some type of mid-attack here. A pop flash coming in as JusTus will be going ahead and spilling their way up the catwalk. It's going to be a B split, 3 up cat, 2 up upper B. And let's see how this pans out here, as we are going to see Planks and Elige getting ready to go ahead and hit upper. The little man is jump spotting this. His teammate at cat has been taken down. He'll come out with this CZ there and take out AGM and gets a nice kill on the Flowsick. D-Master's grenade also chiming in, so NFS doing a great job so far of holding this off, but we'll see if Planks and Elige can recover here. They have a 2 versus 3. It's definitely manageable, but Joey is going to make it that much more difficult with this kill onto Elige, leaving Planks alone, and Planks has very little HP here at the B-side pillar as he's trying to maneuver himself around. He spots one over towards the catwalk, and that'll be the last person he spots, as Demise will take him out. And just to give you a little bit of a history on these players, guys, like I was saying, these JusTus guys have been playing together for quite some time, ever since the beginning of the season, and even during the off-season, though they did lose Shazam kind of early on, and he went and joined Lunatic. But, yeah, I mean, Planks and Flowsick have both played Invite in CSGO. They also have played Invite in their respective past games, which for Planks was Source, and for Flowsick it was going to be 1.6. All the other guys on the team also have some type of 1.6 experience, except for Peter, who is more of a Source player, which I already kind of mentioned that a little bit earlier. So definitely a rich history here on the JusTus side of having a good experience in the game. Elige is like really the only guy on that team that I don't think has like a deep history in Counter-Strike. I don't know a whole lot about him. But yeah, definitely Planks has been around the Source scene, same with Peter, and then Flowsick and AGM coming from the 1.6 scene. Really good players. You look over at NFS, a lot of those guys also have some pretty rich 1.6 history, including Joey and Toy. I know D-Master is a little bit more of a Source player before Go, but other than that, both these teams are pretty well experienced. They've also both come into this with a 4-2 record. They're ranked 5th and 6th, respectively, in the league so far. So definitely doing pretty well so far in the Premier Division, as we are just kind of watching NFS win this eco round here. So I'm kind of talking through it, but I figured it was worth giving you a little bit of perspective on these teams while, you know, the garbage rounds kind of get played out, so to speak. As of course we have another eco coming in for JusTus, so definitely probably a pretty clean route for NFS to go ahead and push this to a 3-0 to start things off. As we see, JusTus not really investing anything here, just buying up a couple of CZs, 1-250, no armor. They do have 1 smoke grenade, so they might use that to smoke off connector or window so they can rush up cat or something like that. But definitely not a huge commitment to this round as far as investments go. So they're trying to do a little bit of attacking here into window, but Little Man is going to get aggressive here on the catwalk with the M4. And we do have Joey spawn the connector here from the top of the ticket booth, and he's going to be able to deliver a few frags there with the FAMAS, or a couple of frags, I should say. And so this round looks like it should be all but cleaned up as well. But basically what I was saying earlier is that I casted it in one of NFS's matches. It was the first match of the season, actually. It's the first match I casted this season when they beat Tempo on Train. Then they also just came off of a big win against Homeless, which is kind of one of the favorited teams in the Premier Division last week on JusTus 2. So definitely a pretty strong team. And JusTus has also done pretty well for themselves. Like I said, both these guys have identical records. Whoever takes this win will probably move to the 5th place spot in the division, while the other moves down to 6th. So they're either going to stay where they're at, or they might swap spots basically in the ranking. So definitely two teams that seem to be playoff contenders so far in the season, though it's still very early on. But here we're going to get into our first gun round, and now things might start changing a bit. Peter is going to have that op, but Joey, the aggression here from NFS is panning out very well. They get Peter down immediately, as they actually stayed pretty economical. They did not upgrade their FAMASas from previous rounds. So definitely a good economical play here from NFS, and they're getting all the frags so far, with the exception of Demise falling. So looking pretty sharp here in this 4 versus 3. We'll see if Flowstick, Elige, and AGM can try to turn things around. Bomb is going to be here at the back of mid. We do see some aggression actually from I'm trying to remember who this is. It's going to be Toy actually pressing all the way through upper B into T-spawn. If he goes towards mid, he might be able to get a surprise frag or two here, as Flowstick is still trying to make his way up connector. Joey trying to hold him off here from the stairs, as the flank is actually going to be going lower A, so he's not going to be able to contend against these middle guys, but he might be a huge factor later on, as Flowstick has made his way up connector. Oh, little man, though, with the cat aggression, able to pick up Flowstick. Flowstick tried to jump on that 180, but couldn't get it. But let's look at Toy here. He's definitely on a pretty nice flank. I'm going to get away from Auto Director. That might come out to bite me, or I may be spot on. It looks like I am spot on, as the flank comes in very well. Takes down Elige, leaving AGM all by himself here at the fireboxes after the plant. 1 versus 3. He gets 1 frag, looking for 2 more to try to secure this round. But no, that grenade is going to be dead on there, and so AGM will go down, and NFS will continue their winning streak, pushing the score to 4-0.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
Yeah, ZLC BC definitely breaking it down for you guys in chat on how Premier ranks. So they are the 2nd best league, I guess, in ESEA, Invite being the pro league, Premier being right below that. So these guys are definitely either had the experience and skill to be at the pro level, and they're just below it in the league standings as far as that goes, or league rankings. So definitely some good quality players here from the North American scene playing for you tonight in Premier. We should have an Invite match for you guys tomorrow night, though, over on the ESEA channel, so definitely be on the lookout for that. I think Lunatic is playing a match tomorrow night for ESEA, so we'll definitely have an invite match for you there. But let's move back into this here. That's JusTus is still fully bought out. They're trying to do a little bit of a mid-window boost here. We do have an auto sniper on Little Man, but other than that, it is rifles across the board. I have to say, NFS has done a great job of saving. I mean, they picked up AKs. They haven't had to buy M4s on many of their players yet, so they're definitely just banking the cash right now. Demise going to get the opening kill there on it to Flowstick. Plank's also down to very low HP, and Toy is probably about to pick him up here as he comes through the underpass, and he will. And so NFS doing, once again, a great job here on the defensive side, as the bomb is going to be down over here towards mid. There are 2 players there. AGM trying to come up A-ramp by himself and see if he can make a play. There's 1 towards CT and 1 in the sandwich as he does come up. Joey is not paying attention above him. Oh, but he finally flicks up just in time to recognize it. I think his teammate CT spotted it, gave him the call, and allowed Joey to make the play there, which leaves Peter in a tough spot on Cat as he gets pinched there from connector and from his backside at Cat, leaving Elige all alone right now. Just kind of frustrated, knifing around over here at the mid T-spawn connector. And at this point, the best he can hope for is to try to hold into this AK for the next round. As you can see, there's really no money to speak of on the JusTus side. They're definitely going to have to eco next round, which basically means that we're probably going to see a quick 6-0 here, as some type of miracle happens, unless they can make something happen with this one. Well, I guess since they say this AK, they could force buy. That is an option. They could force up. But if they want to ever get an op again or have full armor and grenade sets, they definitely need to go ahead and save here. But it appears they are going to go ahead and force up Galil's and get the armor and full grenade set. So I stand corrected. No eco. That was definitely an option if they wanted to get the op back on Peter's back. But apparently they want to go ahead and contend as quickly as possible. And so they will do so with Galil's. And it seems like they are setting up outside of A. Everyone is except for 1 player. That's going to be Peter, who's kind of the lone man over here at the middle. Looks like they're setting up for some types of smoke, so we'll see if we see those classic stairs and connector smokes and CT spawn smokes or what. Looks like we're going to see more smokes coming in from the CT side, kind of countering this A push right now. Nades coming in as well, doing lots of damage, but JusTus does have the advantage here a little bit. They've taken Joey down very, very low. Here do come those smokes, but Demise is going to be unfazed. Look at him go. 2 great headshots on the Peter and Flowsick. AGM trying to see if he can try to equalize it, but so far not the case, as Little Man with the auto sniper on Cat has also picked up 2 frags for himself, leaving Elige in a 1-on-3. Elige is able to get the first frag there, and he will be able to get this bomb planted, no question about that, but can he hold on in this 1 versus 2 up against the auto sniper of Little Man and Toys and 4? Gonna take a lot of nade damage there, already down to 49, but he gets the headshot onto Little Man, but that Molly comes in, he's trying to run out of it, he's stepping out, but he steps out right into Toys' crosshairs. Toy definitely played that perfect, used that Molly to flush him out and force him to push into his crosshair there, and he'll get the frag and collect the auto sniper to be used in the next round. So NFS does press up to 6-0. Of course, JusTus did get the bomb plant, so they are going to be able to go ahead and buy off this round. They definitely will also even be able to get an op if they so choose for Peter, but it looks like they are more content on just sticking on the 5 rifle setup here, AKs across the board. Excuse me. As I'm curious to see how JusTus will change things up. As so far, it has been rough for them. Their work at middle has been kind of shut down in the past. Their execution there in the last round was it wasn't super one-sided against them, but they definitely didn't get what they wanted to accomplish. So I'm curious to see what their go-to is next. Looks like they're kind of spreading out. Maybe some type of mid-A split. They have 3 guys on A ramp, 1 in the apartments, and 1 trying to come underpass. So it seems like they definitely want to split A again. They may wait for these smokes that you see on A ramp to dissipate, and you'll probably go ahead and start seeing them set up for their own set smokes and flashes to go ahead and try to get inside the site. Yeah, you can see Planks already lining up for what looks like a CT spawn smoke. We also see a smoke going over here to connector and stairs. So it's definitely going to be that type of execution we're talking about pre-game. This is very, very common A hit. Smoke is up on CT spawn, but Joey is going to deliver the first frag there onto Peter. We're seeing D-Master try to step out and get aggressive here at the jungle, but he will get caught by Planks. Elige also taking Joey down with the grenade, so these smokes are definitely working out a lot better here. Little Man going to get flanked by AGM, though, and so that's opening things back up inside the site. AGM doing great work with this flanking maneuver, leaving Toy in a 1 versus 2. I thought NFS kind of had this, but it looks like JusTus might be able to deliver their first round unless Toy is able to come up here on the 1-on-2. Now, Planks is pretty low on HP, so if he can get this frag quickly, he might be able to make some magic happen, but no, AGM had a stellar round that round. Gets a hat trick, 2 flank kills through connector, and then finds the final frag there onto Toy to secure the first round for JusTus, which is great. But the only issue is, of course, you're seeing a lot of rebuying taking place there. And so if they lose this round, obviously their money will be reset after going on a huge losing streak and winning 1 round. They definitely could get their money messed up a lot by dropping this round. So this is pretty crucial for JusTus to not let this round slip, as they definitely don't want to be forced on an eco in the next round. As we do see once again this aggression from NFS at mid. It worked well the first time they did it in the opening gun round, round number 4, and it's working well again this time also. They will be able to get the frags there onto Planks and Elige. And to secure a 1-man advantage. Flowsick trying to flank from underpass, but Toy catches on and delivers the frag. Peter trades it back, but still leaves himself in a 1-on-2. He does have the bomb here in T-spawn. It looks like he's making his way over towards the A bomb site now. Basically, the CTs have decided to split up. 1 is going to be towards upper B. 1 is going to be in the A site. That's going to be Joey. Looks like Little Man's actually on a flank onto Peter. No, actually, he looks like he's thinking about going up to mid instead, so he'll be at connector to support, but Joey's definitely probably going to find himself in a 1 versus 1 before Little Man is able to get there. So this is going to be a big 1-on-1, and Joey will win it. Gets the bomb down, gets the frag, and definitely is going to put JusTus's economy into shambles. And so they are definitely going to have to save. As you can see, no one even has $3,000 over on that side, so certainly going to be a pretty easy round for NFS most likely, as JusTus doesn't seem to be buying anything at all. So well, never mind. They decided to get a couple of pistols, but no smoke grenade. Well, 1 smoke grenade from Planks. So, I mean, they're going to have to use that 1 smoke just to block 1 thing off and then try to focus a rush on everything else. But a molly here from Joey is going to go ahead and slow down any A rush that was going to take place, at least for a little bit. The A rush is definitely still coming. You can see him setting up for a 3-2 split, but the fire will slow things down just for a little bit. But now, here we go. Smoke coming out on the jungle side. Planks flashing in, and here comes the hit. Joey trying to hold it off here from inside the site, able to pick up 1, but runs out of bullets, and that silenced him 4. Demise is able to support him, though, and he pulls out the USP to find a second frag. And so far this is getting mopped up pretty easily. Flowsick runs onto the stairs only to find 3 CTs in his face. And so, of course, nothing's going to come from that. And NFS continues to extend their already massive lead to now an 8-1 scoreline. We are now going to move into round number 10. Like I said, NFS, of course, having the big lead here, but JusTus is still trying to find something. We're seeing a different play. Now we have 3 players at B. Maybe some aggressive upper B action is about to take place here over on the CT side. Meanwhile, one trying to get aggressive at Cat as well. It's going to be Demise. Yeah, you can see Toy pressing up, using that pop flash to run through the smoke, and he will collect the frag and the bomb from that. That is huge, and there's already 3 members from NFS in the area to go ahead and hold on to that bomb. So this is already looking very dire here for JusTus, as Flowsick is able to get 1 frag though, so they're trying to bring it back, but they're in a 3 versus 4, and Elige is definitely at low HP, so that is another crippling factor for them, as Joey on the flank able to take Elige down, and this is just a really awkward situation for JusTus to lose this bomb so early at upper B, and it's going to cost them the round here, as it's going to be now 9-1, so I realize Peter probably wasn't expecting someone to press through that smoke, but being on an island or being isolated by yourself with the bomb can always be risky, especially since NFS has been known to be kind of aggressive. They pressed mid several times. They've pressed the underpass a couple of times. So they definitely are a semi-aggressive CT-sided team on this map. And so that's stuff you got to kind of watch out for. Though, of course, don't expect that to happen. But now we're just going to see another eco here from JusTus. Looks like they're just trying to plow their way up the A ramp, but already taking so much damage. Planks, Flowsick, and Elige, and Peter a slight bit have all eaten. So actually, everybody took at least a little bit of nade damage, but a lot being dealt to Flowsick and Elige. And now Joey will start mopping them up here with the AK. Gets 2 underneath the balcony, and then D-Master will come up with the hat trick to finish off the round. And so now it's 10-1, and it's starting to look really, really rough here for JusTus. Granted, they could also have their own monster CT side. That's what we saw last night in the matchup that we had between Tempo and Mobility. Both teams really struggled on their T side, but then came up with huge double-digit halves on their CT. So we could have a similar story that's shaping up here in this match. But as of right now, if you are JusTus, you're probably a bit concerned. I mean, yeah, you could probably go off and get, 10+ rounds on your own CT side, but you still got to try to close out a few more rounds here in the first half to give yourself a fighting chance, because if you let this slip down this road and go to 14-1 or 13-2, and you lose the pistol round in the second half, I mean, it's pretty much over. So they definitely need to try to see if they can get as many of these last rounds in the first half as they can, and that's a great way to start. Little man, once again, trying to get aggressive on Cat. This time Elige is going to catch him for free, but Demise will come out and make the trade there at the window and gets away before Peter can make the trade for his side. And so it does shape up into a 4-on-4. Bomb is still waiting outside the A ramp, and it looks like Peter's making his way over there as well. So definitely looking at another A execution here. Just waiting for this smoke over here to dissipate, I'm sure, and then they'll start executing their own grenades. They do have 2 smokes, one on Flowsick, one on Planks. But Joey's going to be very aggressive here at the A ramp. He's going to disrupt this a little bit, doing damage to both players, but cannot get the frag. D-Master gets 1, but then JusTus fights right back. 3 quick flags here from JusTus as they will start making their way into the site. Toy, last man standing here for NFS, and he's going to be smoked off over here at the jungle. Bomb is going to get planted here by Planks. Already taking some spam damage here through the smoke as well. He's just trying to see if he can spot anybody through the gap, but no one is going to be there. And so this round should go to JusTus, short of Toy making an incredible individual effort. He is going to go ahead and throw some fire over here at the apartments and peek down onto Sandwich. A decent maneuver, but Flowsick will catch him. And so finally, JusTus puts another point on the board. But, of course, once again, makes things a little bit rough for them money-wise if they were to lose this round. But with very little rounds left, it doesn't matter a whole lot. Of course, they'll be able to force buy if they need to. See, a lot of you guys are kind of talking about ESO-1 Cologne, and rightly so. Those matches start in about 3 or 4 hours, so definitely want to tune into that. Of course, I can't interact with chat too much while I'm commentating the match because I'm trying to focus on bringing the best commentary I can, but after the match is over, I'll certainly be more than happy to chat with you guys and answer questions and things of that nature if you want to stick around for that. But let's get back into it here. Round number 13. Toy trying to get aggressive at upper B, but this time Flowsick will catch him, and so the aggression of NFS, which you've seen either at mid or at cat or underpass or upper B, is starting to backfire a bit. This round and the last round, they got caught on their aggression without really being able to trade back. And so that is what's kind of opened things up for JusTus to start trying to creep back into the game here. As Little Man, though, camping it out on Catwalk with the outside sniper, comes up with 3, and that is huge. Just as JusTus tries to punish NFS, Little Man comes right back at him with a triple kill there, and that is tough. And D-Master comes in with 1 as well, leaving Flowsick all alone in a 1 versus 2. As he's trying to get a little bit sneaky here inside the smoke. He's going to run right into T-Master, and T-Master will put it in between the eyes there and capitalize on it and get the round. And so it is 11-2. And while JusTus has been able to find some hints of brilliance in this first half, you see around here, around there, it's been pretty consistent that NFS has been able to hold them off here as they have a huge lead, 11-2. As JusTus is going to have to just save for the last round, of course, because of that whole money situation we discussed earlier, which is basically going to lead NFS to just trying to close off a catwalk push. Little Man lining it up, the auto sniper again for another multi-frag round. This time he's only going to get 1 out of it, but D-Master and Joey have chimed in. Demise going to get caught there by Elise, so maybe JusTus can get in here. AGM picked up the auto sniper, and he gets 1 frag. And he should, well, never mind. The bomb plant's not guaranteed. D-Master's already in the area here, just kind of peeking the door. AGM's actually going to peek into him and give him the frag there. So 12-2. Unreal stuff here. Very, very nice start here from NFS. And at this point, if you're JusTus, you got to win this round, because if NFS wins it and they get pistol second half, I mean, that's pretty much the game almost. So they really need this last round. And I think it really is going to be up to Peter. He needs to make something happen with this op. He has an A-ramp spawn. Granted, NFS has been smoking A-ramp a lot, so he might not be able to get the peek before the smoke deploys, and that seems to be the case. But we'll see if they can try to do something else with it, as Peter's going to go ahead and move his op into the upper A, which is definitely going to be a different look. They haven't had an op at the Palace yet, so this could be a little bit of a different play that NFS might not be expecting, and it could be fruitful. We'll have to see. Flowsick, meanwhile, has made it up. Connector unspotted and takes out D-Master. Great play there by him, but Demise trades it back to a 4-on-4. But nonetheless, a good start here for JusTus, as once again, Peter creeping around with the op at the Palace. He will grab the frag onto Demise, and this should lead to an A execute here pretty soon. But Toy took down a Liege, and we still have 1 player inside the site that could prevent this bomb from making its way up the A ramp. And that's going to be Joey, who does take the bomb down with the kill onto AGM, but Planks trades it back, and so now we have a 2-on-2. Peter sniffing 1 out over here at the CT spawn. Planks moves into the site to grab this bomb to try to see if he can get a plan off. Toy, meanwhile, coming from the jungle. Peter with the quick scope there, able to get the kill onto Toy, so now it's up to Little Man here with the auto sniper. He's moving his way into jungle here. Peter's still going to be on top of the balcony, and he will get the kill onto him. Can he drop his crosshair down and get Planks as well? No, he cannot. Planks escapes into the site here. 1 versus 1, as Planks really needs this round, but he's not going to get it. Little Man will deliver the headshot, and he'll get to defuse. Plenty of time for that, and so it will be 13-2. Now, the game might crash, so you know, and I might have to reboot. It sometimes crashes at halftime. Not sure if it'll happen here. Looks like no. I'm impressed. Thank Lord. There's been lots of instances where the game has crashed at halftime. I've had to either relaunch my game or reconnect to GoTV, but it seems like the ESEA and GoTV gods have shined down upon me and allowed me to not have to worry about that. So for those of you who are tuned in, I definitely appreciate all of you for giving me your time and supporting the scene and supporting my channel. If you enjoy yourselves, please do follow up. I would appreciate it. Like I said, I'm usually commentating at least 1 match a night, every night, Sunday through Thursday, either on this channel or over at twitch.tv/ESEA. Usually I'm casting the pro matches or the invite matches, but when there's nights like this where there are no pro or invite matches available, mostly because I buy Power and Cloud9 are, of course, competing at ESO1 Cologne, so all their matches got rescheduled, or for just whatever reason there's no invite going on, I do drop down and cast some of the other leagues, such as Premier or Main, or just whatever is best available. And so that's kind of what I did last night and tonight. So like I said, if you enjoy the work and you want to support, definitely just go ahead and follow up. I also use this channel to just play games and hang out with my viewers, as well as do interviews with pro players and other prominent CSGO community members, so you can all that great content here. And the VODs are always uploaded to my YouTube, which the links are in chat, so definitely check that out if you want. Of course, this video will also be posted up to YouTube. I try to post all my match commentaries from this channel to my YouTube so you can catch the VODs if you want. I think that the teams especially like to watch them afterwards. I know mobility and tempo are were happy to be able to watch their match from last night. So cool stuff. But let's get into it here. Second half, NFS is looking to close this game out in a very one-sided fashion, especially if they can collect this pistol round. That would be all but over, really, as they're definitely trying to do an A split. 3 up the mid connector. Toy is going to be at the A ramp, so this is a huge A split. So far, Elige and Peter are able to equalize it at a 3-on-3, but D-Master is going to catch a flank from JusTus on the catwalk, and that'll give NFS the 3 versus 2 advantage as the bomb will be planted in the A side. AGM gets caught immediately by Toy at the CT stairs, and that leaves Peter all alone in a 1-on-3 to try to salvage any chances for JusTus to get back into this game. And that may have been just one of the final nails in the coffin there that NFS was able to deal, as they are now 1 round away from the match point. And if you're JusTus, I mean, at this point, you really have no choice but to either just invest heavy in upgraded pistols and head armor to try to break it now, or do you pretty much have to set yourself up to, you know, win out to force an overtime? I mean, that's what you're left with. Looks like they are getting head armor on 3 of their players. They've upgraded all their pistols. But next round, if they lose this, I mean, they're really just going to be, you know, resorting to mag 7s, upgraded pistols and head armor, maybe some other type of shotgun, or maybe they might be able to get a FAMAS on somebody if they can get a couple of kills this round or something. But either way, it's not looking good if you're a JusTus fan or a JusTus player, as NFS has been doing a great job here. I kind of predicted NFS to win, but I didn't think it would be this one-sided. But maybe JusTus can come up with something here and try to close the gap a bit. As you want to take a look at the scoreboard just to get an idea of how the frags went. As you can see, frag distribution pretty tight for JusTus there from the first half, with the exception of Peter, who's a little bit behind, I guess. Everybody in double-digit frags, and a pretty tight frag distribution for NFS across the board. We are going to see NFS go ahead and spill it out into the B bomb site. Going to get this bomb planted here pretty quickly. JusTus trying to see if they can make the retake. Peter starting it out quite nicely with a nice headshot there onto Toy. But smokes are up, and so things are kind of halted for now, and Demise will go ahead and equalize the frag that Peter got with a frag of his own. Demise also catching one over at the catwalk there onto AGM. Elige trying to keep it close here with the frag of his own, but Joey and Little Man fighting right back, leaving Planks alone in a 1-on-3. He'll get one frag, but as he's reloading, he's going to get shot from above, but he still remains alive somehow, but not for long, as Joey will collect the frag there, now putting NFS at game point, 15-2 situation. And so JusTus has to just buy what they can, which actually Planks was able to gather enough money to go ahead and pick up an M4, but he has no armor, so he's basically a glass cannon over there with that. Peter picks up head armor and a scout. Flowsick has armor and a FAMAS, and then the other 2 just have upgraded pistols and head armor. So it's a tough buy here. Very, very tough. As Peter already gets taken out with that scout by Toy over at mid. And that could just do it. Can anyone step up here from JusTus and make a great play and try to make this last a bit longer? Or will NFS go ahead and continue the one-sided nature that this match has been and go ahead and put a halt to this here and now? They do have quite the numbers gathered up here over at mid and upper B. Auto Director is definitely failing miserably right now. Literally the worst. We'll go ahead and follow AGM here, who's going to be probably the closest to some action. Maybe Elige as well. They're both going to be here in the window room area. Just kind of stuck right now. Not looking good. The bomb's getting planted in B here momentarily. AGM going to try to flank through the ladder room. Meanwhile, Elige is spotting the cross here from inside the kitchen. Delivering a couple of bullets here. Finds a frag onto Joey. AGM also finds a frag. And Elige finds another. Uh-oh. Finally, JusTus showing us some life. Hopefully it's not a bit too late, as it is a 1-on-2, everyone at low HP. AGM just needs to try to sniff out these players before they find him and try to capitalize and hopefully push JusTus to a next round, or it's going to be over here. Bomb has been collected, and Little Man will get the frag before that part of the equation matters. And so it will be a 16-2 final score here, with NFS just thrashing JusTus. I mean, I don't know how else to talk about it. I don't know how to sugarcoat it other than to say that we saw a slaughtering. GG to both teams, and good luck to them the rest of the season, but NFS was definitely the better team tonight, it seems.